Yes. I just said we're live like 5 minutes ago.
Where the heck's the intro?
We don't do that shit. That shit sucks.
Can we do the thing where each of us says one word of the intro?
Yeah. Who wants to start?
What's the intro?
Yeah, first tell us the intro.
All right.
Welcome
to
Another
episode
of
a
podcast
called
Heavily.
Spiced.
That's it. That's all of it. I was expecting you to say A.
I know. I
That's
was
the meme.
really tempted.
All right, I'll do a real one. Welcome back to another episode of the Heavily Spiced Podcast. My name's Jet, the host of the show. And with me today in Vincent's basement is Brandon. Say something, Brandon.
Hey,
Speak for us,
it's me,
everyone.
Brandon. I'm the guy on the couch on the far right side.
To his left is
on the
Daniel.
left on the camera.
Hello.
Hey, I haven't introduced. Hey, shut up! I haven't introduced you yet. You can't talk. The one in the middle, Daniel.
Hey. It's me.
And now in his basement, Vincent.
It's me.
Woo!
Yeah.
And in the background is Dean on the computer. So if you hear clicks or whatever, he's in the background. Also, he has up here in this special setup, thanks to Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. We've set up a TV, and we can see what Dean is doing on the computer for everyone watching at home. So thank you, Vincent and Jimmy, for setting that up.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Jimmy. Again.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Great setup. Love the basement.
And he's playing
Did a great
Hearthstone.
All right, for those familiar with the channel, you know that Daniel here has been the first guest, the very first episode, and this is the first time we've had him back since January 2020, a pre-corona era. Isn't that
Dude,
weird to
I
think
can't
of?
even.
I go back and watch that episode, and I just see, well, we're naming off our little, what did we do? Fucking New Year's resolutions or some shit? And we
Didn't
had
do any of
so
those.
much high, we didn't do any of them. We had so much high hopes.
What
Actually,
were they?
that
Oh, well, I know Daniel's was learn guitar.
learn guitar, and I think it was one of them was buy a car. No, I did do that.
Oh, yeah, you did
Okay.
do that.
I was
You bought
expecting
a
it to be
car.
stuff like you
had to
couldn't
deliver
have
it, too.
done with like
Go to the gym more. Did I say that? I think I might. have
Yeah, you
said
said
that.
go to the
Would've
gym,
been
and then you
thing.
said to learn a new language.
travel, don't get sick.
I didn't even remember that. Travel, don't get sick.
I watch them. I watch every episode, every night. Mine was to do, like, get a credit card, and I think I'd learn Japanese or something stupid.
Wait, so you watched all like 6 that we did?
Yeah.
Wait, did you
we
get a
did
credit
the
card?
6. No, I haven't. Never gotten a credit card yet.
Me neither.
I've looked it up. It honestly scares me to get credit cards.
Me too.
I don't
Why?
want to do it.
I don't like.
I got a
don't
credit
like
card
you got a
to build my
credit.
credit. Yeah,
You got a
so
credit
I could buy a car.
Brandon, do you have a credit card?
Yeah, but I'll say this: if your New Year's resolution is to get a credit card, the next year it'll be to pay off that credit card
That
immediately.
sounds terrible.
Is that the trap that they get you in?
Yeah,
I don't know.
See,
No,
I don't even know
not
how
really.
they work.
You just gotta have discipline.
it's the annoying part is that you have to pay it every month.
They want you to
actually-
pay it.
You actually have to buy things with it first, and you have to buy the right amount to like know that you will be able to pay it off. So you always pay it. You're never late. That builds your credit. Then you can take.
Okay,
loans.
I
That's the basic of the
You need
concept
to
of
get
credit.
one though.
Wait, I watched Dave Ramsey. He said I didn't need one, so I'm
A lot
just
of
not
people
gonna
say
He's
you
do it.
don't
wrong.
need one.
Don't listen.
A
to
lot.
Dave
Well,
Ramsey.
here's the thing: a lot of rich people say that you don't need one because if you just pay everything cash, you don't need one.
unless you're
That's what
just
I
like
do.
unless
I mean, that's
you're
what I do
very
too. I mean-
unless you're very impulsive or you just compulsively buy things you can't afford. Yeah, don't get one. But if
I
you're
do
just,
that though.
You
I
pay
just
like
bought a 75-inch TV,
So-
and I definitely didn't need to do that.
How much was it again?
I got it on sale for $17.98.
Jesus Christ!
Hey, dude, that
That's
stimulus
dope.
money.
I want to see it. I really
that
want to see it.
stimulus money came in. That
Oh
shit
my
is
God.
so fucking good. So fucking good. What did you spend yours on? Any plans for you boys?
I'm married, so I got the double amount.
nice.
How much? They gave you 28?
28 because I make under the threshold of where they under 75 a year. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, so like lucky me, right?
Yeah.
So,
Woo.
Yeah, so I got the full 28. I just threw it in the savings, so I was like, I don't want to spend it.
That's too smart.
So-
Daniel, what'd you buy with yours, bro?
It's all going towards either pre-marriage stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I guess technically, it's sort of like I paid for my hernia operation with that.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that, too. Your little hernia
We're gonna
boy.
talk about it.
Yeah, he wants to talk about
No,
I want to
I
talk
don't
about
know.
it.
If you want to hear about it, sure.
I do. I have no idea. I have no idea what hernia is. But Vincent, what'd you spend your fucking stimulus check on?
Saved it.
That's so lame.
I
Why
mean, I
is it
just
lame?
spend like random
That's
bits on
lame.
random things like games and random shit. But
We got
That's what they
free
gave it to
fucking
you
money
for.
to stimulate the economy.
Well,
So
they
I-
gave it. You're right. To
That's what I don't
Suspend
understand.
Need
Okay, look.
anything. There's nothing I
Suspend
need
it.
right now.
This is what I hate. People are always like, "Oh man, I don't these fucking companies like Amazon and Walmart, they made off like kings during the whatever, you know, they made like trillions of dollars." But yeah, cuz they gave us all free fucking money. So then we all just spend it at their places. I mean, you know what I mean? That's how they made so much money. Anyways, Daniel, let's talk about your hernia.
What do you want to know?
What the fuck is a hernia? Cuz I have no idea what it was.
I might do a terrible job of explaining
Dean
it,
should
but-
pull up a picture
Okay,
of a hernia.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dean, turn off
Pull
the
up.
Hearthstone. Look up hernia real quick for us.
Yeah.
don't
Oh, I'll
care.
explain
Get
it
some
while
good
he's looking
visuals.
it
I
up.
want to
Yeah.
see Daniel's specific hernia, actually.
I won't. No,
Post it in
You have
your
any
I won't
photos,
show it on
bro.
this podcast. Sorry.
Any X-rays?
No.
Just
They did a
bathroom
sonogram,
pics?
but they didn't give me any.
Did you take any bathroom pics?
I took a Snapchat of
Before and after.
the bruising, and I sent it to our Snapchat group. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I figured they
I
wanna
feel like
see
I
it.
do remember that.
I'll show. Oh no.
Was that what your belly button looked like?
That was
after?
it. That's
That's kind
Daniel.
of what it looks like, sort of. Yeah.
Oh
I
my
guess.
Yeah, I
God.
didn't know that they did that. Klepper was telling us about that, how they use your belly button as a entry point, right? So you have like less.
So,
I was
okay,
I was kind of out of
explain-
it after the operation, but I think my mom said that she
you don't
took,
have any-
she drove me.
Explain
Maybe
what it
stars,
is,
too.
because I'm looking at something fucking weird, like a lump
So-
on this guy's belly.
So your stomach wall, the muscle like deteriorates, whatever. Supposedly you can get it from lifting like really heavy objects,
Is that what you
doing
got it
abs
from?
too much. I don't know.
Lifted
Yeah,
too
I
many
think so.
parameters at work.
I hurt my back like 6 months ago while I was trying to lift. So I don't know if it happened then or some other time.
Oh fuck.
So yeah, your stomach wall like breaks down, whatever. And
Ah.
I mean, it wasn't that big. Like that looks like ridiculous.
Yeah, this is
it wasn't
gross.
that pronounced.
How big? Quarter size?
It was like a lump. Like
Just it was tiny. How bad did it hurt? Is that
Right
it didn't
there.
hurt at all.
How
But
did you-
towards the end, like before I got it operated on, I definitely felt it.
how did
I
you
felt it like moving. It was
How-
weird. I hated it.
F.
how did you know that you had a hernia? Does it just
Well,
you
it
said
was
it
just
didn't hurt? You
I just noticed that it was like I thought like
You just thought something weird was fucking
I was like, is it
going
like
on?
swelling up or whatever? And it lasted for like 6 months before
It's
I went and got
26?
it looked at.
It started talking to him.
Yeah, I drew a smiley face on it.
What the fuck is going on with me?
I didn't ask to be here.
Tumor.
Who are you?
It kind of looked like that.
Oh,
I mean,
Oh my
yeah,
fucking
sort of.
God.
It wasn't that pronounced.
Daniel's
It's
not
26
that ripped, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that ripped.
Is 26 young to
Just
get a
gonna
hernia
Throw
though?
that out there.
It's
look up on
I don't know.
Google. It'll show
Oh.
you like the stats of like what ages will get it.
the
like
doctor
how
was
Dean
telling
typed
me
in
that
A
it
or
can
no.
like go down into your testicles, and that's like the worst thing that could happen.
Jesus.
And I was like,
Christ.
I don't want that to happen, so let's do it. Let's get rid of it.
Oh my god, dude.
Like, oh, that's awful. Can you even show that on here?
Yeah, I don't like this.
I don't
They're not
know. Who cares,
circumcised.
bro?
Anyways,
I'm
okay,
not gonna get
so,
that many views to get demonetized.
So yeah, it was just kind of like a lump, and I could like push it in, like it wasn't hard or anything.
When?
So I decided to go get it looked at.
Yeah.
Well, my girlfriend at the time was like, "Yeah, you should go to the doctor about that." You know, it's kind of a guy thing to just be like, "It's fine."
And now, well, that girlfriend is now.
My fiance.
New girlfriend.
Oh my
Left
Why do you
because
think
of
that's a
hernia.
guy thing?
His
To,
head was.
Because I do that too. It's like men just don't like going to the
It didn't
doctor
hurt.
or hospital. Or anything.
that's the thing. It didn't hurt. If it had hurt or like I'd been uncomfortable at all, it was kind of like I didn't want to take more time off work because I was taking time off like at that point.
When was this?
And I just was like, because I had to go for my braces like every twice a month maybe.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, side note. You told us when you first got the braces, they'd be off in like 6 to 9 months.
I actually remember that too.
This was
yeah.
like 2 years ago.
It's been over 2 years now, I think.
Did the doc?
COVID knocked it back like 6 months.
Of course it did.
So they
Those fucking orthodontists, dude. They lied to you.
they
They lied through their teeth.
they're telling me that they can
Ooh.
hopefully
Good pun.
nice.
That almost went unnoticed.
No, you're absolutely
That
right
was
about
good,
that.
though.
They
No, they fucking
part of
lied to
me
you.
lied
wants
through
to say
Daniel's
that
teeth.
they try to help your teeth like as much as they can, but they also are there. I feel like to just make $1.
It was a
No,
lot of money.
definitely.
I spent a lot of money on it. I'm gonna be happy with it, honestly.
No, yeah,
Just
I mean,
like being able to smile and not have.
well, how
crooked
much
teeth.
longer do you have your braces for?
Hopefully, I could get it off like a week before the wedding,
When's the wedding?
April 24th.
So like in not even a month.
I don't know. We're gonna see.
Just tell them you have to take them off for a wedding.
Say-
No, because they'd have to like. That'd be a nightmare. I mean,
We'll just take them off.
I'm
for
used
you.
to not smiling with my teeth, anyways, so it wouldn't be a big
You just
deal.
do the creeper smile.
Yeah, give us that smile.
That's the white people smile.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard that? Like on
Yeah,
black people
no.
Twitter? That's like the white
Jesus
person.
Christ.
I do like one side.
It looks fine.
Anyways.
It's fine, dude. Don't worry about it. So the hernia is gone.
So hernia.
You're
it's
feeling
gone.
better. Wait, when was that though? I don't think I
That
got a
was-
clear answer.
Not last weekend, but the weekend before.
God, this was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks now.
It's been like 2 weeks, I think.
Oh my God.
I think.
I thought this was bad.
He's a lot
Time
more
just
active now.
Flies by. I don't know.
He's been running around doing cartwheels.
Bouncing off the walls.
I'm trying to get it back, actually.
He's lifting stuff now again.
No.
He's back to lifting.
Honestly, she was like, "Yeah, it could just come back." Like, it was
That's so
$1,000,
scary,
but it could
bro.
just come
That
back.
sounds awful.
So
That's what I feel like with my fucking kidney stone that I had.
Yeah.
That got removed.
I had a
Well, you've had a
kidney
kidney
stone.
stone
I'm
too,
really
right?
afraid I'm gonna have a kidney stone too.
I didn't have it removed. I passed it, but it
Okay.
was one of the worst pains.
Describe 1 out of 10. How bad is it? Because I didn't feel mine.
Really?
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah, they went and excised
I grew
it,
up
right?
with like a lot of urinary tract infections,
Mhm.
probably just from drinking a lot of Coke and like sugary or salty like drinks and stuff.
cream soda.
salty drinks.
Well, they put a lot of
Mm.
sodium in there. There's a lot of like if you drink a Monster,
I know
think
it's
there's
just
like
funny that
120.
there is a lot of sodium in drinks, but just calling
I
it a
don't.
salty drink.
Okay, yeah, I shouldn't describe it as salty,
Sounds like,
but there's a lot of
brine.
sodium in
Bunch
there,
of salt water.
which is like a direct opposite to like water, so it dehydrates you.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of urinary tract infections, and that was pretty common. And then eventually, there was just one night I just thought I had a UTI, and the pain. But normally, if I drink like cranberry juice or take some pain medication, it goes away, and then I just start drinking cranberry juice, and that gets rid of. That's like a direct like cure for your UTIs. But then one night, I remember that was at my first apartment that I was staying at for college. It just would not go away. I was just like on the toilet just trying to pee for like 3 hours, and I tried to go back to bed. It would not go away.
Oh my God.
I was like,
It's
I was like,
terrifying.
I was with my girlfriend at the time. I was like, babe, you have to take me to the hospital. This is the worst. It will not go away. It wasn't that the pain was just that bad. It was probably like a 7 out of 10 of pain, but it just was constant. Like there was nothing I could do to comfort it in any way.
How quick did they, like, you went to the hospital, right?
Oh my
And they
God.
immediately
it
was-
packed. It was packed with full of people, and they did
How
not
long did
care
it
for
take?
me. I'm like pacing around the hospital room, just like groaning,
my
just like
God.
groaning awfully, like please. And they're just packed full
Cut
of
it out of
people.
me.
I hate that. I hate that moment too because I hate it when it's you think about beforehand and you're like you have no fucking clue. I don't know why, but I just think about like before you went in the hospital, you were just thinking of you just had no idea that was inside you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how long was it there?
Well, also when you get there, yeah, true. That's another thing. When you get there, I have the idea of, they're just gonna fix me instantly. They're gonna cut it out of me or something. I'm just sitting there forever.
not in America healthcare system,
But what
baby.
can actually happen, like an actual like big hazard that can happen, is that it can block off your urinary tract, like your pee way, so that it bulges up full of urinary fluid, and that can cause like eruption in your urinary tract. So that's what they can be really scared of. But since I was like so much pain and wouldn't stop, they eventually got me in, and it just would not stop. They gave me some pain medication. Eventually, they're like, okay, we're gonna prevent that, or we're gonna take some X-rays, and then eventually they gave me morphine, and morphine just instantly like fixed everything. It's insane how strong morphine is. I think morphine,
Damn.
like that was the first time I ever had morphine for like going to a hospital or anything,
yeah.
and I can't tell you how happy I was to have that morphine. That was like
You've been hooked ever since.
that was the biggest weight ever taken off me. It's just for like 4 to 6 hours of constant like 7 out of 10 pain to just be relieved like that.
Oh God.
Oh my God. And then after the x-rays got back, they were like, yeah, you have some kidney stone scarring, but it looks like you just passed it. So I was like, oh, okay, I just passed it. And it was apparently small enough to where I didn't feel it coming out. It was just like up in my bladder, like scraping around essentially.
God. That reminds me when I got mine out, they put me on like anesthetics. And then I had like opioids or whatever. And dude, that was like the best sleep I've ever fucking had. I woke up and I was like, that was great. Like I felt like that was heaven when I woke
Didn't you
up.
run into a door after getting your wisdom teeth taken out?
Yeah, so they gave me
Well, you're dummy.
it was a big dummy moment. So I got my wisdom teeth taken out and they gave me 2 sets of pills. They gave me one for like antibiotic killers, some bacteria killers.
Yeah.
And then they gave me something strong.
Was
I
it
can't
hydros?
remember. Yeah, I think it was hydrocodone.
The hydrocodone, yeah.
And I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what I took for.
I was so like I was like a junior, so I really know
Young,
much of
too.
anything. So I was just taking both of them, and I didn't know what hydrocodone was. And I remember I was living with my aunt at the time. She called me and said, "Hey, I got you like a pizza or whatever to eat because that's what I wanted for some stupid reason. After getting my wisdom teeth out.
Yeah.
So then
don't you have like a limit of things you can eat?
Yeah, and I was like, no, fuck that. That's pussy shit. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna eat whatever the hell I want. I really wanted pizza.
Fuck the orthodontist.
I got you hard granola.
Get you Hard Rock candy here. No, so I remember I woke up and she's like, I got a pizza coming. She'll be in like 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, bye. And I fell asleep and I woke up like immediately. Like it felt like a minute, like 10 seconds later. And they're like, oh, the pizza guy's here. Go answer the door. So I answered the door. The pizza guy gave me the shit. And I was just like, was so out of it. I walked to the kitchen, pulled it open. I immediately started eating it. And it tasted so fucking good. And I looked down at the box and I could just see everything turning black and white. And everything was starting to like lose focus. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? And I just fell straight back. And I don't even remember. I just like passed out and just fell immediately on the floor. And I was like, all right, I got to get to my room. And me getting to my room, it was like 20 feet, maybe I had to walk.
Felt like
the hardest fucking thing. I couldn't, like everything was moving. I couldn't do anything. It was so hard. Immediately when I got in the bed though, I finally made it after like 5 minutes. I got in the bed and just passed out. And I woke up like 12 hours later.
So you didn't hit a door.
Oh,
I thought
yes.
you ran into a
I
door.
ran into a door. Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot about that part. I was going to the bathroom because the bathroom connected to my room.
Yeah.
And I was walking straight and it was like all of a sudden I just hit my face. And it's like my brain woke
Directly
up
onto
and
a door.
I directly walked into a door. And I had a scar there and everyone was like, what's that scar from? And
Pizza guy saw the whole thing.
The pizza guy was
Just
there.
standing there just
He was
like
waiting for me to
confused.
pay him
Yeah,
and I
but
didn't
you
pay
never
him.
paid.
No. He knew though.
Were you
Just
alone?
That guy's on hydrocodeines, man.
Yeah. Stole your drugs.
I was at that time. She came home like hours later, but everyone
Did you
felt.
not? So you didn't pay the pizza guy for real?
I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't. Maybe she paid him over the phone. I didn't pay him. I don't even remember
You probably
him.
just don't remember. You probably did. She probably gave
Maybe
you
just-
some money or something.
You
don't
just
even
like
remember.
murmured some like.
If you passed out, you
words.
probably don't remember it too well too.
Took a pizza.
I don't-
I've passed
yeah.
out before
Passed
too. I remember I think I sat down to like take a shit on a toilet once and I stood up really
I've
quickly
done that.
and I just like walked. I remember my
the
vision just
bathroom?
blacking out from the outside and I just fell down like face first
I've
into
done
some
that, yeah.
carpet.
Yeah,
And-
no. I remember we were in a chapel at our. What was it? Private Christian school. We were singing in chapel and you passed out. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
After you ate
forgot about
pizza that was like undercooked.
Yeah,
or
speaking
something.
of, I'm going to get blood work done finally for pretty much all these reasons on the 30th, so next Tuesday.
Yeah, you kind of get a scope when you get older. Like this isn't normal. This doesn't actually
Well,
happen.
you
to
start
people.
conversing with other people about it, and they're like, "Yeah, you need to go." Like I talked to Clap the other day.
See, that's
And
like
I
I
have,
think that's
like-
a guy thing. Like, you
Yeah.
just-
I have like an issue
Just
where
go
my
to the
hands
doctor
and
about
feet
that.
get really cold, like almost like anemic style thing. But I don't think I'm anemic
Yeah.
at all.
You guys have some
And he's like-
ailments, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
I get like migraines a lot. But that's
Well, really,
it.
I'm going for
Drink more water.
the things that are my
That's
eyes.
what people keep telling me, but it's not that.
no,
Wait.
I mean it definitely.
Well, I drink water. I cut out all sugar on my diet. Really, like I only drink. I used to hate like sweet or unsweet tea. Now I just drink unsweet tea and black
Yeah.
coffee and water.
No, black coffee's where it's at. I have
I love
unsweetened
black coffee.
iced coffee every single morning.
Why do you guys hate
It's
yourself?
almond milk.
So-
Put almond milk and black coffee.
Exactly.
I like the bitter taste of it. I don't know because I eat
I love bitter
oatmeal
things, too.
with it too, and I sweeten it a little bit.
Your
and I
oatmeal?
like the idea of like oatmeal. Yeah, plus
Mhm.
I don't sweeten the
Coffee.
coffee.
Yeah.
I don't like I like the bitter and the sweet taste to it all. Brandon, you got any like hospital shit stories? What's the worst thing you've been in the hospital for?
Uh,
Have you been to the hospital?
I've only been hospitalized one time my entire life, and it was an accident because I had like stomach pain, and I went to like a family practice, and they thought I had food in my spleen all of a sudden, and it turns out I didn't, and they like sent me to the emergency room for like no reason. And my dad was really pissed
Yeah,
because it was like a
the hospital
$3,000
bills.
emergency
Not
bill
bad.
Did they take X-rays
for
or
an
anything?
ambulance.
God.
I think so,
Yeah.
and then they're like,
Paying
"Oh,
for
actually,
X-rays.
no, you're good," and that
Yeah,
was
you're
it.
fine.
And that was the
You just
only
had some
time I
gas.
ever had anything wrong. Yeah.
Dude, you're fucking lucky.
Other than that, I have like amazing genes, no anything.
Oh, speaking of that,
But I get
actually,
headaches.
When
like,
I had
every
the
once in a while.
when I had the kidney stones, I get a lot of gas because I'm lactose intolerant. So a lot of the time I couldn't, when I had a UTI, I couldn't differ the pain if it was from just like eating, like consuming lactose, or if I just had a UTI. So when I was on the, when I had the kidney stone that night, I was like, this just has to be cramps or something.
Yeah.
But eventually it gets to the point where you're like, okay, no, this is
But you
This
would
is something
also
else.
purposely eat a bunch of cheese and shit, and
I
we'd
love
be
cheese.
like,
Cheese is
"You
great.
can't eat
I love
that. Don't
cheese.
eat it." And you'd be like,
Well, I
"No,
mean,
don't-
like
I don't fucking
98%
care."
of the population's like lactose.
You're supposed to
intolerant.
grow out of it.
Yeah,
We're supposed to, as
You're
mammals,
not supposed to
Yeah.
consume lactose.
and we consume a lot of fucking dairy.
Yeah.
I drink a glass of milk every night. That's my
No.
favorite thing.
Dairy's
Y'all
pretty
don't?
weird when you think about it, right?
Well, growing up, I never drank
Gross.
milk. I always hated milk just by itself. Chocolate milk's cool, but
It's gross if you think about it. I mean, if
Cow
I think
titty
about
pus.
any fucking, if I think about any anything we eat or anything, it's
Can
pretty.
you talk
gross,
about
right?
that chocolate you made
I think
us eat
cheese
earlier?
is gross.
Oh, the bunny shit.
It's not a bunny.
What? Oh, the chocolate. Yeah, it's Passover. Oh, happy Passover, Brandon.
Oh, thanks, dude.
That was
I'm not Jewish.
You
Yeah,
know
I
what
gave you-
You can have
Passover
the
is?
rest of Vincent's.
Yeah, it was when everyone went over the
He just
doors
made
and
me
like
so.
painted it red and shit.
Dude, he got it
No,
right
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
We had no idea what it was earlier.
Y'all didn't
We had to
know
get
what it
I
was.
had
I knew what
a
it was.
very skewed idea of what it was.
I thought it was with.
Vincent said it was when you sacrificed your firstborn.
Oh,
Well,
no.
you put the blood on the door. That's literally. I said you take the blood of your firstborn and put it on the
Put it on
door,
the door.
and then the
You
city
got a little
guards pass
backwards
over.
there, buddy. I thought it was okay. I don't think I answered it, but I thought it because of Palm Sunday was when Christ went through and everyone gave him the palms or some shit. I thought it had something to do with that. That's what I thought because that's what Easter's really kind of, Anyways, I gave him a bunch of Easter candy, which we were arguing is the worst fucking thing
It's
ever.
not good.
Do you
It's
guys
never good.
Peeps? You guys like Peeps?
I
No.
like
They're
Peeps.
so
No.
gross.
What?
I don't like Peeps.
Peeps
You ever
suck.
You ever
Can't
put them in the
chocolate candy.
I've
microwave
just never
with,
been a big fan of marshmallow in general too.
with toothpicks in them, and then they'll expand in the microwave, and they
Mm-mm.
poke each other and explode?
Sounds fun.
I've seen some
but
videos
no.
of that. Yeah, it's
I did
No,
that when I
did
was
you
a
do
kid.
that? I just
Not
ate
me,
them.
Like, I think my brother did.
I did
but
this
I didn't do
morning.
anything weird with them. I just fucking
Yeah, I
ate
didn't-
them, and I didn't like them. I just remember eating a lot of shit as a kid. I
It's
just
a-
didn't like. I'm supposed to
No,
like this, so I'm
it's
gonna
like
keep eating
it's
it.
marshmallow with like sugar on the outside.
Yeah, it's gross.
Do you like marshmallows?
Oh, I love them. S'mores is my.
Do you like
my
cotton
favorite.
candy?
Yeah. Okay. This is the thing though, is I think that's something that as a kid you just grow out of. As a kid, you want so much sugar, and as you get older, your body just keeps rejecting it. Like I feel like sodas are like the best thing. Yeah.
We're drinking sweet tea.
He drinks
I need to
sweet
stop
tea,
drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
Mountain
that too.
Dew, and then he made us go get him a fucking.
That's 'cause I
Rockstar
had no
energy drink.
for tonight.
He said he had no spoons. We had to go out and get it, and along with the White Claw.
Sugarless one.
I like Coke a lot.
Yeah, Coke's my
Yeah,
vice.
That's
Cherry
Sugarless.
I
Coke.
grew up with a lot of
Mm.
Coke. That's what got my
Holy
UTI so
fuck.
bad was so much Coke, and then I was just like,
I
I
need to
got
get
my first UTI. I was like, I'm never drinking Coke.
I need to get rid of it because my kidneys fucking suck. It's bad.
I gave up on doing like the sugarless stuff because they put sugar in it. It's just not. It's not technically sugar. It's
Yeah.
like the fake sugar. So it's like just as bad for you.
Yeah, you just shouldn't drink any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Really.
Jeez.
So it's either all or nothing. Either don't drink it or
All right.
I don't think it really matters.
Y'all want to get into what we're going to talk about today?
I
Yeah, what's on the
Yes.
docket? We're not doctors, so let's quit talking
Yeah,
about it.
no. I feel like people don't want to hear about our.
They don't want to
facts.
hear about us getting old and like talking about
Yeah,
our
only
problems.
we care about that.
Getting old sucks, man.
It does.
I think we look pretty well for our age, though. 20.
26?
You're
This is
26.
like the peak of our life,
20
buddy.
You're 25.
26
26, 26, 27,
in
27.
August.
Yeah.
It's funny to say that. I all the time at my work. I work in retail, and sometimes my age will come up. They'll just ask or
Yeah.
something, and they're like, "Oh, I thought you were a lot younger."
That's
Yeah,
what I
they-
get.
When I was getting my haircut today, actually, the lady was like, "Oh, you're 27." I would have guessed you're like 23 or 24.
I get
or
that too.
Something
Mm.
younger.
Do you get that? You get
Do
your
I
younger?
do I look younger?
I
I
think
haven't gotten it in a while, but
I don't know.
think
What do
I
you think
normally
it's
do.
because of? Like what
facial
what,
hair.
Facial
100%.
hair?
I think. Well, you and I, when we went to school, people said they thought we were brothers.
Yeah.
All the
I
fucking
remember we
time.
went and got
Really?
pizza. Do you remember the time we went and got pizza and the
Guess
people?
I could see
It was the Domino's right up the road, and the guy there was like, "Are you guys brothers?"
Yeah, I remember.
You
that.
remember that? Yeah.
I remember our teachers would ask us too. Are you
I
guys
think if
related
Vincent was a
at
little
all?
bit dirtier, he'd look like you.
If I wa- okay.
Like if he like worked a construction job and got off work, he'd look like Jet.
Oh, I think it's that, and I think our voices are kind of similar too.
I can see that,
Kind of like
yeah.
monotone.
Well, also
sort
when I
of
was
like-
younger, I went outside a lot more.
You part your
So
hair
I
the
had a
same
lot
direction.
darker tone. I
Yeah.
had longer hair.
I could
too.
see you like darker.
I,
Dude,
I
it
was
mixed up
I
a
was
lot.
darker
Tan.
tone, and my hair was probably around Jet's length back in.
I like it though. I'd rather look younger than older any fucking day.
Yeah.
No one's ever said that to me. No one talks to me, so
They don't.
Not ever.
I mean, you go out, right? Like when you get a haircut, you don't talk to like that. That was my example.
no
is
one
that I
just
was-
brings up my age ever. I don't think they just don't ask.
Do you
how
go to
old
the
I
same
am.
haircut person all the time?
Probably because you're married.
I go to Great Clips and they just ask me about like my day and stuff. I don't know. No, I haven't been asked to like
Great
how
Clips?
old you
When's
are.
when's the
or
last
what.
Brandon-
time someone's asked you how old you were?
It's been a long time.
Brandon, I saw a picture of you from 2012, and you look the exact same to me.
I don't
You
think
do.
I look
You
26 or 27.
No,
I
if
probably because I don't grow like a full beard either.
Yeah, I think it is.
I probably
facial
look
hair.
22.
I'd say
'Cause
like
our
early
friend-
20s if I didn't know you, maybe.
Yeah.
Our friend Nate, like
Looks
his
40.
no, I mean he had that beard.
Sorry,
Shave
Nate.
He had his
Sorry,
beard in
Nate.
middle
His
school, right?
Beard
Or
and like fucking
Middle school.
yeah.
Middle school.
yeah,
You know,
that's
he
what
has
he
long hair
said.
now.
Damn, dude, he looks older,
I was trying to play Monster Hunter with him earlier.
but his beard looks good though.
It does.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
his beard
I'm
looks
jealous of
fucking
any beard.
fantastic.
What do you guys think of body hair?
Want
What do
it?
you mean?
Don't
Like
like
just
it.
in
Do
general?
Do you want body hair? Do you
Shave
like
it.
body hair?
Nope.
No, I don't mind. I
don't
honestly
like it.
don't care. To be honest with you,
Like, do you wish you had body hair, like a full chest
Oh.
of hair? You wish you
I
had a full
think
beard.
you know. To be honest, I think mine's like kind of scraggly. I wish it was either one way or the other. I wish it was
Like
none,
either bushy or
or
not.
if it was bushier. But I mean, I don't really think. You know, if I were to think about like my partner, I wouldn't care if she had stuff shit like that.
Chest hair.
Yeah, I don't care if she had chest hair.
I would care.
Full beard.
I would definitely care.
Oh,
Back
Well, that's
hair?
just because I
Why should
don't.
look
I don't
good?
like any of
Be
that on
questionable.
me either.
Nah,
Like there was
oh, you
points
like
where-
it clean shaven?
Like there was points where I would shave my armpits, chest, and everything.
No, I would
Just,
shave
like,
my armpits.
neck
Do y'all shave your
down,
armpits?
'cause I do sometimes.
shave
I
it
because-
down.
I just trim it now.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
I
shave
shave
it
it
down.
down. When I run, dude, especially in the fucking heat,
Or you chafe
that
or
shit gets.
something.
Oh,
It's just
it-
gross.
it
Like, there's
makes-
nothing attractive about it.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
really
it
isn't.
smells a little bit
Who
better.
wants hair there?
I think it's unattractive.
Yeah.
So everyone else
Exactly.
is definitely gonna think it's unattractive.
Exactly.
Some ladies like it, I guess.
I think some women I think really like hairy, just hairy hair.
I get that, but
Yeah, I understand.
armpit hair, really? Like, do you think a woman finds that attractive?
Someone has to, but I think the majority of them would say no.
I don't. Yeah.
Someone would say no. Someone, if there's anything the internet taught me, someone out there finds it attractive.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I mean?
that's an outlier. That's
Facial
not.
That is
hair,
true,
yes. Body
We
hair,
would
no.
consider everyone as the main majority.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's definitely girls out there that like hairy men.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I think
definitely.
when they say that though, they refer to chest and face, and that's pretty much
Yeah.
it.
I think really what it's about though is the masculinity factor though.
Mhm.
It's like how masculine do you present yourself?
Like I've seen really
Because-
hairy guys that don't never swung an axe. They just sit in their basement.
Yeah,
swinging,
there's
swinging an axe.
Yeah, they've never
The
like
masculine.
built a doghouse. They don't do anything, but they have all this hair. They don't
They're
deserve it.
posers, is what you're
They're
saying.
just, they
Well,
don't
this goes
deserve
back
it.
to what we were talking about earlier with like the hospital thing. Is like where do we find masculinity yet? As for men, where do we find it? And then where do you think women find masculinity in men? And where do other men find masculinity in other men?
That's a good question. I think masculinity is really defined by how you. I think masculinity is really just how you treat others, in a sense. Not even like really masculinity, but I guess femininity could be involved in that too.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I think as a man, you kind of want to just take more or less the stand that's just like the right thing.
Mhm.
yeah,
Honestly,
I would
That's
say
hard to
also
define.
how you not treat yourself, but how you act yourself. in
yeah,
general.
because I think a lot of
interpersonal.
I think a lot of the problem too with masculinity is that people they attribute it to qualities that aren't masculine. You know what I mean? Like maybe drinking beer or like swinging the axe or just stuff like woodworking, working on cars is like masculine stuff, but it's not really like what masculinity is. It's just more of this like something that's a part of it. I think it's more like
Fixing stuff.
fixing's a tool time, home improvement.
It's the mindset that you take when you do those activities. It might not be those
Yeah.
specific activities. Like you don't have to chop wood to be a man, but
Yeah.
you might work on something else. Maybe you work on a
I think
car.
it's
or-
how
It's sort
you-
of the implication is that you're building something.
I think it's like personal
Yeah.
responsibility.
exactly personal
It's like
responsibility.
not relying on someone else to do something for you in every situation.
Leadership.
yeah,
Leadership.
I agree. Good points. Good question. Are you hosting this show? Damn it.
I
No, it's all good.
did do the Nate
Now, what is
documentary.
toxic masculinity?
Toxic. I was going
Where
to
the
say
s-
that. I was like, there's like,
It is a term
Oh, yeah.
derived by
Toxic
the
traits and
third wave
there's-
feminists.
What would you guys consider toxic masculinity?
like
Uh,
putting people down for being emotional.
Is there
I
any
guess.
that you get accused for? Like you're married, do you get accused for any kind of like masculine things that are just unattractive to your wife?
Yeah,
She
you
get
don't-
on to
you
me
don't
for like
marry
making
one.
fun of other guys sometimes. Like I'll be like, I'll see someone and I'll say like something mean that I probably shouldn't have, and she'll be like, "That was a dick thing to say," and I'll be like, "God, you're right. I shouldn't have fucking said that. That was so mean."
There's
Like-
just like no
and I won't
reason
even
to
like
say
I
it,
won't even
yeah.
bring it up, but I'll just like make fun of someone, and she'll call me out on it, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I shouldn't have said that."
I
I'll be
think
like, well, like what was that guy wearing or something? I'll just say something mean. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
I
been
know
like
people do
something-
that to me sometimes. I'm sure.
But is that like toxic masculinity? I feel like that's more just like
I don't know.
I feel that's more
like putting-
effeminate.
No,
if
a
anything.
masculine trait would be like putting yourself above another man. That's like putting down another man for like how he looks.
Yeah.
Or,
like the whole
he's,
social
like-
hierarchy type thing.
don't
It's
know.
like let me look better by putting everyone else down type thing.
Maybe.
I mean, it's like calling somebody gay for crying.
Yeah.
Like, that's mostly what I think of when I think of it. I'm sure
Is
there
that
are
what you
other more
do?
complicated.
I wouldn't call
It's not
anybody
something
gay.
I do.
Do you think you do any toxic masculinity? Because I know one that I did.
Well, I think
I did it
growing,
a lot,
like to
too.
go back, I think growing up,
No.
you might attribute stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, you're like crying isn't as a male. You're
I
like,
don't
that's
do
what-
it to other people.
you know?
Like, I would never put somebody down for being emotional. I find it hard to be emotional in front of other guys. Like,
Yeah.
I find it hard to be vulnerable in front of other men.
Well, I remember
for
because
sure.
Dean would hug me all the time when we first met, and I
Not
never.
like that. That's-
But no, I never had
hugging's
that.
Fine.
I never fucking
Yeah,
did
our
that.
group was never a hug.
We
group.
never. I don't
Growing
touch.
up, we were
I don't touch. I
That was
don't
a
do that
big
shit.
thing. We never did.
You know what I
that.
mean? So it wasn't like
Like,
it wasn't bad. Like I'm not saying like I don't do that because it's not masculine. I just didn't do it because it just wasn't
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm
but-
comfortable with.
I've heard some
But it was
men's
very
voices are like really high pitched. That was like the one situation I made fun of, and Sheridan called me out on it.
Just making fun of some dude's
Yeah, I was
voice.
like, man, that guy's voice sounded like a girl, and she was like, that was me. I was like, well, it did.
No, you should make fun of him for that.
But some
That's
kidding.
the
it
best.
sounds
No,
mean to say, but
definitely
some gay
not.
guys sound like they're really trying to sound gay. You know.
Well, the lisp thing or whatever. What you're saying?
Well, they
Just-
also raise like
To
the
raise their voice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really.
but that
I
also
don't
just
know.
comes with how you're raised up too. I think like I was risen in a house of 3 guys and
Yeah.
one grandmother.
But,
So
yeah, but also just because you're gay doesn't mean you're not masculine. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
No.
It's
true.
interesting.
Yeah.
Is that cultural or like?
Everyone could just define that term differently. I don't know. That's just a cliche answer.
Way,
but
way over my head, dude.
I don't know.
Like, why
This
do
is-
gay guys talk more effeminately? Like, do they need to? Like, I don't really
I think
so.
it is what you said, a culture thing.
Is it a
I
culture
guess.
thing? Is it
I
just
think
like
it's
who
more
you,
of like
'cause,
a.
when I
I
surround
think it's
myself-
more of a dog whistle. It's like, oh, I'm gonna act this way so other people that are gay understand that I'm gay.
Can
I mean,
identify.
we
It's
kinda-
just kind of gives
Maybe.
that connection.
That's
So
I mean,
you
I
don't
feel like it's
give-
more who you hang out with that like
Yeah.
sort of defines how you talk.
I mean, the way we talk to each
Not
other is
everybody
completely
does that.
different than the way I talk to people at work.
yeah.
And we have our own lingo.
I
The
mean,
spoon
not
thing.
everybody's like that, but
Jimmy was like, "What the fuck y'all talking about?" I'm like, okay, we gotta explain everything. We explain the bits.
well, it's
I
not
mean,
even
it's
necessarily
just-
what you say, but almost like how you say it.
I guess
Like
so.
the way you talk, the inflection. Like when I'm around Dean, I tend to do the whole J thing.
the what?
Oh,
The J thing. Dean.
Hage.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Diane-
I never caught on to that, but I love it.
Cole, I think.
The
was
same
Cole the
thing,
one who
I-
started that?
Cole, I think, fell in love with it. Shout
I
out to
love
Cole.
it too.
So that's
Like,
the thing.
I think
Like
it's
I
funny.
tend to do that more with you guys, but like when I'm at work, I don't talk like that at all.
Why not?
Yeah,
Because they would be like, what
Go
the-
up to your
they'd be
boss
like,
and
what are you
talk-
talking-
Go to your
Hage killer.
40-year-old
Get outta here.
coworkers.
Back to the tax.
Because maybe it's funny. I think it's a humor thing. It's what I think people will find funny. I tend to try and gravitate
I think
towards
a lot of
safe.
That's
I think a
wrong
lot of
with
our
humor.
humor is it's at least with me it's not funny, but that's what makes it funny. Like I know it's not funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
puns.
No,
I
I
guess
agree
puns are in
with
the
that
same
because I
category. That shit
do
where
the
it's
same
just
thing.
like
Well,
but I
but
hate
see,
puns at the same time.
I do too.
I don't.
Like, I don't
hate
find
them.
them funny. I just hate them.
Yeah,
It's
they're kinda
interesting
cringe,
how
bro.
that works out. Like I don't hate puns. I think it's normally pretty witty.
Yeah.
But one of my friends, his name's Niall. Like he makes puns all the time, and most of the time I groan at it, even if I think it's funny.
Exactly.
And that's like what
how-
he's looking for.
That's how
He's
Noah.
looking for the groan.
That's how Noah is all the time.
He
loves
doesn't
his
want to
puns.
laugh. He wants a groan.
Yeah, he likes it.
And so that's just kind of what I do. You know.
It's like he feeds off the groan. It's like, yeah,
like
I
that.
caught this
That is
and
what's
you
funny.
didn't.
Me
Yeah.
groaning at his dumb pun makes us both laugh.
He doesn't want to make you laugh. He wants to make you.
But that's just
groan.
interesting that it's like I do think it's funny, but I
weird.
groan and we laugh. I don't know.
No, I do
That's
the same thing
strange.
with Noah. He's the exact same way.
Humor's strange, dude. Can we talk about NFTs?
No.
Gaston.
No,
from
this is
Beauty
great,
and the
this is
Beast
great.
is a good example of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, I was gonna give my example.
Yeah,
Quick,
give
go
the
back
example.
to that
give us a-
conversation.
We don't have to go to
Please.
So
No, that's
one that
totally
I've
fine.
always done, and I guess I try not to do, but I do, is the mansplaining. You
Oh,
know what
I'm glad. Yeah,
mansplaining is?
that's what I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah,
Explain it though. But that's what I wanted.
Yeah,
to
Because
talk
I'm
Mansplain-
curious
Don't
if you guys'
mansplain it
like
to me.
definition of what mansplaining is the same as mine. So I'm doing it right now, even just talking
No, you're
about it.
not.
No,
Explain
I
to
really
us
am.
like we don't know
It's
what
ba-
we're
it's
just
literally
talking.
my understanding of what mansplaining is literally.
Explain it for the female listeners.
Okay.
Look, I mean, all you
That's
gotta-
see, I don't consider that mansplaining. I consider that just being misogynistic, honestly. It's just
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That's what it is, dude. That's all
No,
it is.
I think mansplaining
Are
is
there
literally
any? I don't think
explaining
so.
something in
No.
a term to where, like layman's terms, to where you just expect the person you're explaining it to know absolutely zero about what you're talking about. Whether it's something like common knowledge, like if I'm explaining like where a bathroom's at, it's like I'm explaining as if you've never seen a building or a bathroom before.
Like
I guess that would be like
So a building
mansplaining.
has 4 walls. It's like
Yeah. So
Okay,
there's a
I know
hallway
that.
and there's
Where is the
elevated.
bathroom
Yeah,
at?
exactly. But I do that with, I guess, more complicated topics. Like I want to mansplain where a bathroom is at, but I might mansplain
Well, okay, I work
something.
in IT. It's like, and I have to explain. I have to try and break things down to the
Yeah.
simplest explanation.
But I
Like,
think
okay,
just
you
my
know what a computer is.
I think
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah,
personality
it's
type
my monitor,
just
right? And I'm like,
leans
no,
towards that,
that's
though.
a monitor.
Yeah.
And then your computer is the box that.
Well,
Well, I
were-
restarted
yeah.
my computer and they restarted their monitor. You know what I mean? So it's.
Yes.
I don't know. Like I have to. I don't necessarily think
It's one, you have the problem of where you don't want to do that, but that's what you have to do.
I try my hardest to not be condescending. I think
Yes.
the issue
Yes.
is how your tone.
Well, here's
of
another
voice,
issue that I run to. Even at my work, I have to explain. Well, I don't have to. Someone will come in with an issue. I currently work at an auto parts store, and what will happen is they'll have an issue and they need a resolution for it. And there'll be people who do not care about cars at all. They just want the issue fixed. But then they'll ask like a very kind of complicated question. They don't know it's complicated. And I have two choices. I can either just give them the answer of like, you just need to buy this, or explain
Try to
everything
explain
of their question of how this part works, how a combustion engine works, and why this part is probably what you need. And I'll tend to just kind of lean towards that long explanation. And then if they're interested at all halfway through it, then I'll continue. If not, I'll just be like, okay, you just need to buy this. Here you go.
You can sort of tactfully be like, their eyes are blank,
Well,
Yeah.
and be like,
Yeah.
you know what? Don't worry about all that. It's confusing. You just need to buy this.
I think it's also hard for you because you're at an auto parts store, and that's one of the masculine things. Like people, you don't, as a male, you don't want to be like demasculated into thinking like you have no idea what you're talking about for cars.
Yeah.
And at
but,
the same
but it's
time,
all
that
in
can
how
hurt
you
them.
say it too.
I'm
Like,
not going to lie. I'm kind of a dick sometimes too.
Sometimes you have to be though.
Well,
That's
okay,
okay,
I'll
I
get
think.
very rude customers come in because they'll just expect me not to know anything about cars at all. Like I've never seen a car or inside a car, and that's fine. Like I can understand that. But when you're a dick about it to me, when I literally have given you nothing for you to think that way, then it's funny because our system does it for me pretty much. Because they'll give me the vehicle information, and then the system will ask, okay, what transmission ID do you have? What wheelbase ID do you have? And all these information that you will not know the information for your vehicle.
Yeah, why would you?
And it's stuff about their own vehicle that they don't know. And if they're a dick to me, then I'll just ask those questions. Be like, oh, what's your transmission ID? And they're
That's
like,
so funny.
I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just skip that or something. I don't actually say that, but it goes down that path of like, I'll just be a dick back, which is not professional at all. But
But is that mansplaining then? Is that what you're saying?
no, it's not mansplaining. I'll just maybe being a dick then.
Some people.
But if
does,
people are
yeah.
nice,
I'm trying
like,
to give you the
I'll
benefit
just-
of the doubt and say like, you probably don't mansplain that much. But it's good that you even are aware.
Yeah,
that, like,
aware of
I
it.
want to make
No.
sure I don't do that.
Well, I wasn't aware for the longest time until I was with my ex, and she was like, "Yeah, you're definitely mansplaining this. Like, I understand
yeah.
this
I mean,
concept."
I think you need somebody to be like, you
Yeah.
were a dick when you tried to explain
I hope
that.
people tell me that when I'm
You're very
mansplaining.
condescending.
I don't think I'm mansplaining, but sometimes I do find myself explaining topics that they already know of, and I'm just explaining it just because I like to hear myself talk. Not even
Yeah.
that. I'm trying
Yeah.
to make them feel
I'm really
or
bad at
anything.
just liking hearing myself talk.
I love to
don't know why.
talk.
I mean,
I
can
get-
a woman's plain though? Is it? I don't see the difference. I think anyone can just explain
I mean,
something in a way
yeah,
that's
and
condescending.
condescending.
Why does a gender have to be?
Well, I
pulled
don't think it
into
just necessarily has to be condescending. It's literally.
Why
I
is it
see
a man trait?
I see it more as explaining something that is common sense, to a base to where you explain it as if they didn't know.
I think the reason that it's more one-sided against like why there's a mansplaining is a word that we are all aware of, but you never heard the term womansplaining, is just because of the power dynamics up
Well,
until this point in our
Like in
culture.
society.
So if you
like
come
in
into the
culture.
conversation with a preconceived notion that men know more, then mansplaining is real. But if you don't, then mansplaining is not real.
True.
So
Actually, that's very accurate.
I think
Yeah. No.
if you're
Well,
truly
everyone's already
sex-
accepted
if
they
you're truly
but
not
you'd have to
sexist,
be living under a
mansplaining is
rock
not
to
real.
not realize that it's a thing.
I think
Yeah,
a lot of
you
the
have to be so
I'm just playing
disconnected from
devil's
society.
advocate.
Well, I think a lot of the times, like, from it's when stuff is gendered, I think males are more like bad about gatekeeping it, like with like cars
I
or
fucking love
games.
gatekeeping. I think that's another
Yeah.
issue. I love gatekeeping.
But I think that's before we get into that. I
Daniel
think
knows.
I think
No.
most if it's a woman group like makeup, they wouldn't care if a guy was like, "Hey, I want to do this." They'd be like, "Fine." But if it's in like a gaming and a girl's like, "I want
was
to be a
about to say-
gamer," then the guy's gonna be like, Psh, no.
talk to like women who try and game, and like it's supposedly like just according to things I've read, they're like it's the
Gaming in
most
general is
toxic
just
environment.
shit, though.
Which I mean, it's like social media. There's no accountability. Like you could just say whatever you want, get away with it.
I
You
kind
can
of come
just-
fault to that even. Like we have some females in our Discord that play games, and I won't like be a dick and be like, oh, you don't know how to play this game. But if someone's new to the Discord, even if it's a man, I do this. I tend to just kind of ask them questions to see if they're like actually play games or if they just kind of like get on to hang out with friends. And both are cool, but I like to see where you actually stand like in your experience in it.
Yeah, I agree. But why are you for gatekeeping? Gatekeeping is...
He likes to ironically gatekeep.
No, it's ironic, but at the same time unironic. I think it all happened with like the game Dark Souls. That game gatekeeped me. Like I got filtered hard by it, which is a term where literally I could not beat it. I couldn't beat the second boss in it. I think it was like 2011 or 12 I played it. And I remember going to my buddy's house, seeing like the late game of it from another buddy. I was like, this is Dark Souls. So I eventually just like put my head down and just like grinded out, broke through the wall. And
once you do, you feel like you're a part. Like
I like completed something that not most people, but a lot of people cannot even attempt. And it was one of the best feelings I ever had in gaming. And I was like, this actually ended up ruining a lot of games for me because it's like, oh, this game is not just only easy, but the concept of like how dimensional a game might be. If it's very one dimensional, end up being boring. But you have a multi-dimensional game like Dark Souls, where it ends up. You break through that wall and it just ends up pointing out, oh, all these other games aren't like this and they're not going to be as good as this. So you end up realizing people who haven't broken through a wall in a game like that, it doesn't have to be Dark Souls, obviously. That was just mine. You end up gatekeeping. It's like, oh, someone might say, oh, this game's bad because of X, Y reason, but they can't break through that wall because they've been filtered from it. It's like, oh, well, I'm just going to gatekeep you from it.
I kind of got lost there. So you're saying like the game was exponentially hard and you couldn't get past it? Was that what you're saying?
It's really not a hard game. It's just that you have to just accept the things that you're given and work with it. And if you don't do that, you'll just lose and give up. And if you have to do that with every game.
It's not something you can brute force necessarily.
Yeah.
Like you have to be very patient and...
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's more
essentially you're
skill-based.
saying you just became such an expert at something that when someone else wants to talk about it, you're just like, please don't talk to me about this because I know so much about it that I can't even begin to have a conversation with you about it.
No, that's not it at all.
I thought that's what gatekeeping was because that's happened to me with like talking about music and stuff.
It's really that I just look down upon people in gaming specifically. That's really all that I gatekeep.
Gatekeeping would be like, don't call yourself a real gamer unless you've beaten Dark Souls.
Well, it's more of that I will validate your opinion if you just haven't really gotten through the wall on a certain game. It's like,
that's what I just
didn't
said.
like this game.
So, I mean, that's not
I'm
really
such an expert on something that
gatekeeping as
you're
much
not,
as...
and I'm withholding you from enjoying this.
Okay, well, it's regardless if I'm an expert. Like, I don't even have to be... Like, I don't have to be an expert on the game to say that.
Okay,
so, like, I could say...
Games are a little
let's say I
different
got a
than
car, and
entertainment.
I thought it was a shit car because I had some small issue.
Mhm.
And maybe the person that I'm talking to about the car has never owned the car, but they shit on me basically for just giving up like that because I didn't really try and see the other things that it could have.
It's probably like working on a car. Like, if
It really is.
If
It's
you do
not very
anything
different.
more than like an oil change,
Yeah.
like, don't you feel kind of like, dude, like I worked on my car. That's kind of how I feel about
Oh, man.
computers. Like,
It remi-
once you put together a computer, I was like, I understand how this works.
It reminds me of that scene in Honey Boy when Shia LaBeouf, he plays his dad. Shia LaBeouf, he plays his dad, and that guy comes over with a nice car, and he pretends to know about like all the car shit. You remember? I don't know. I just saw it
mixed
last
up
week.
when you said earlier if I watched Honey Boy, I was thinking of Peanut Butter Falcon. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I've
well,
not
there's
seen
basically a
Honey
scene.
Boy.
There's basically a scene where he's like, "Oh, is this this kind of engine or whatever?" And then he's like,
Oh.
"No, it's this one." Like he's being nice about it.
Oh,
He's like,
okay.
"Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about." Like he's like tries to pretend like he knows what he's talking
okay.
about.
Like projecting or something.
How did you? I want to know what way did you get gatekept
by music. Yeah,
by
I wanna
music?
know.
I want to know what that was.
I don't want to call anyone out, but
It
like
happens a lot in
conversations with
music.
Sam,
Yeah,
he's a huge
Yeah.
effing gatekeeper with music, dude. I don't even want to like go into it, but like
he is.
just talking about like bands and stuff with him.
No,
He's like, have
I-
you heard this? You haven't heard this, but you've listened to
It,
them.
it happens a lot with music.
know?
That's just
Yeah.
tends to be.
No,
a
I'm
thing.
in the same boat. Me and Sam are very
and
alike.
that's the
I did
worst
that
kind of
too.
gatekeeping.
I thought of a good example. It's like watching My Hero Academia, just that show, and saying I'm super into anime.
Oh, that's a good like
and
Dragon
you're like,
Ball
no,
Z.
you're not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're not super into anime. You like that one show. If you really liked anime,
Yeah.
you'd watch these deep cuts, or this really this
Yeah,
indie
that's
stuff.
a good one. That's a good. Yeah.
So
The
it's
reason
like
why
just
I
let 'em
don't
like
like that
it.
gatekeeping though, Brandon, like with music or even anime, is
Yeah.
because there's no effort you have to put in. Like
Yeah.
it's literally you just listen to it.
Yeah.
It's not you grinding something out, like working on
that's
a
what I was
car
saying,
or
games
playing
are
a
all
game that you just lose at continuously and give up and then try again.
Right.
There's a very polarizing difference, and that also goes into like a philosophy that I try to follow, which is I don't want to get into groups or follow any kind of like fandom or group where the entry like level, like the entry
Price of entry.
the price of entry exactly is so low or just non-existent that at the same time, while it's non-existent, the group tends to be so gatekeeping and enclosed at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a little bit.
So like I guess a biker gang might be a good example.
Mhm.
Like
Hell yeah.
literally just to be in a biker
No
gang,
mic, no bike.
you might all you really have to do is just own a bike, right?
Yeah.
I'm not in a biker gang. I don't know anything really about bikes. This is my very like unexperienced idea of what a biker gang might be, but you might get a very close knit group just for buying a bike.
Mhm.
And I don't like that idea that there's no work to actually get in there.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to follow anything like that. I want where the price of entry is very high. I like the idea of that.
I get it.
Let's start a biker gang. Yeah.
Brandon was
Y'all
almost
down?
in a biker gang.
Yeah, this is a funny story. I guess I'll say it because Daniel made an inside joke about it. We were playing like Xbox 360 a long time ago, Xbox Live, when people used to play consoles, and it was GTA 5. I guess it was GTA 5 when it first came
It was
out.
5.
And I was like, I found some people on live on free play that were like a biker gang, and I had like a bike on, like I'd bought a bike or whatever and put it in my apartment, and I found these people and I was riding with them, and they messaged me and like, hey, you want to be part of our gang? And I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. And I don't know, we were like 19 or 20 whenever that came out. It was so long ago when that came out.
What is
So,
I don't know.
what is this?
I thought it was so cool, and they wanted me to be part of their group. And they were like, "Do you have a mic?" And I was like, "No, I only have like this messenger keypad for my controller. I don't have a mic because
He's typing away with his thumbs on his controller.
I was like, I don't have a mic.
Oh no.
And
It's
they're
getting all
and they
crud
just
on it.
typed me back, "Oh no!" And then they kicked
Then-
my ass and destroyed my bike.
yeah,
And then the
they
next
said
message,
no mic, no bike.
Yeah,
And
the
they just-
next
they just
message
beat
I
him
got
to
was
death.
no mic, no bike. And it just fucking killed me.
I'm so glad I now know this story.
They destroyed me.
I'm gonna
Y'all never
use
heard that story?
No, I've
Yeah.
never.
Oh, okay.
No
I'm glad I brought it
mic,
up then.
No mic, no
Dude.
bike.
Dude, those were some crazy times.
I thought it was a real
I loved
biker
that.
I never heard from those
Yeah,
guys
that's what I was
again.
expecting
Those
to.
are
Is
real.
an
Early
Xbox.
He talks about
5.
GTA 5.
Multiplayer?
You know what?
Yeah, he opens up with GTA 5 after. a
I still
biker
haven't
gang.
gotten over that rejection. So
That's good shit, man. That's fucking good shit. Holy fuck.
Some nice
Oh,
role
shut up
play.
now. We can talk about.
That was before
GTA
role
for a
play
little.
servers.
All right. Now we get into the real meat of the podcast, the
NFTs.
Brandon, you want to explain to him
Brandon.
NFTs are?
dude, is this like GameStop stock?
Yeah. No, Brandon was the
It's a
last.
close
Brandon
idea.
said
Wait,
the
wait,
last
I
minute
do
to
want to
join
ask,
in.
does anybody here have stock?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
I have a buddy that
one.
does.
Well, you have one share.
When did
How
you
much
buy
is
it?
worth? Or how much you buy it for?
Don't tell us.
90?
90.
90? Good for you.
How much is it worth now?
150 last time I checked.
Oh, okay.
Wait, 150?
Oh, it was
You
like
made 60
$290.
bucks.
It went
last
up to
time I checked.
290 like earlier this week, but I think it's 150 now.
Are you ever gonna sell it? I mean, shit, I'd sell it now.
I'm gonna wait because I only bought one and it wasn't that much, so I just want to
Did
see
you
if it
buy in the hype?
explodes, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I hope it does.
It
for
probably
you.
already did. Even if it doesn't, I don't care.
It's past its prime.
I just attribute that to that was part of my stimulus check, so just whatever. Who cares?
Hell yeah. The first
probably
one, the
should've
second
done
one.
it.
Even if I just lose all that, I don't care.
Well, yeah, it was only like how much you spend on it? 90? That's nothing.
Yeah. So
I think that's worth the risk. Do
I
you have
just
any other
want
stocks
to
though?
be a part of it. Yeah.
part of the movement.
What's
Wall
your
Street
let's
bets.
talk
Bought
about
into
stocks.
one more.
What's the other stocks you got?
AMC.
Oh, I think that's a good one.
Why is that? Why do
I
you
think that's a
it's
good one because I think once they reopen it, I think it'll go,
Oh, it's gonna shoot up.
and then you just
I bought
cash
it. For
out.
like,
Plan
should I?
to reopen
I feel like
it?
I
'Cause
shouldn't be
it's-
saying this. Or
It's
something.
cheap. No,
I bought like
No, because if
5
more
for.
people buy it.
I bought
You
5
want
for
people to buy it.
13.
It's not insider trading. You don't work there or anything.
do
Okay.
you?
No.
Okay.
you?
Do I? Oh, no.
You're under
He
arrest.
just
I bought,
got
like-
fired.
comes in here.
I bought like 5 for
He runs the
13,
popcorn stand.
and then I bought like 6 more for 9 or something. So
No, I think that's great. I think you should.
if it
buy
went up to like 100, like once
I think I'm gonna buy AMC stock. Fuck it.
do it.
I bought stock in
Yeah.
coronavirus right before they came out with a
Oh,
cure.
dude. So you're rolling in it now, huh? Is that why you got the AC fixed?
Yeah.
Let's take a little break here. Get him a White Claw real quick. We'll break the fourth beer. Well, we don't have to take a break, really. We can just keep talking.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, if I decide to cut this out, just cut it out.
Just
I
say
need to
that
adjust.
this guy's our intern.
This is the intern.
Everyone
Hey,
look at the intern.
If
Laugh
you-
at him.
If you want to be an intern at Heavily Spiced, all you gotta do is buy his White Claws.
Or email
We'll pay you in
Jet
GameStop
at-
stock.
Email us at heavilyspicedboys@gmail.com or DM us at heavily_spice on Instagram if you would like to be a part of the Heavily Spiced team. We don't gatekeep here. Isn't that right, boys?
Doesn't pay and we can't give you college credit.
It doesn't pay. You won't get college credit, but you will get stock, or we'll give you NFTs, which is a great transition for Daniel. Do you want to explain to us?
Do I want to explain it?
Because you were the only one who actually did the homework and read it.
No,
I
I
read.
guess I did it too. Sort of. All right.
NFTs,
NFT is a
baby.
non-fungible token. As far as I can understand, it basically just means it's sort of like copyright. It's so if I created like a digital art piece, like I drew a picture using, I don't know, what Photoshop. What else can you use to draw pictures?
Procreate.
Yeah, those.
Paint.
Paint.
Microsoft Paint.
So you
Microsoft
make a
Paint.
picture and then you
Paper,
can
pen.
buy an NFT. I don't know how like the process
Stone.
I think what we should talk about.
It's got to be digital, I think.
What's the definition of non-fungible?
Oh, I don't know.
I got it.
You
I
tell
can
me.
take
take the reins here, buddy.
Okay.
'Cause I did a little research on just the definitions.
Yes. So non-fungible. The way that explained it got explained to me was okay. So you have Bitcoin.
Yes.
Those are not non-fungible. Those are fungible.
Yes.
Because if we trade Bitcoins, if Brandon has a Bitcoin, I have a Bitcoin, and we trade, it's the exact same. But if we were to have a non-fungible, like the artwork, or in layman's terms, what I understand, Pokemon cards, if we were to trade those, they would not be the same amount. If I had a Charizard and he had a Caterpie, and we traded, those values on the cards are separate.
Well,
So
even if
Technically,
you
they're both
even if-
pieces of paper.
Even
but
if you both had Caterpies.
This is what Logan Paul made.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Made one of these and
Yeah.
released it. the
Did
other
he
week.
really?
Yeah, he made a
Yeah.
Logan Paul
So the
Pokemon.
idea is that you have subjective and objective valuing. So like a Pokemon card will have subjective value. Someone who's been a fan of Pokemon for years, loves Caterpie, may pay this much for a holographic edition 1 Caterpie
I think they're called
versus
yeah.
somebody else who's doesn't even know what Pokemon is.
so the important
wouldn't
part
pay
would be
anything.
like the addition, and then it's holographic.
No, the important part is that one is subjective and one is objective. So a Bitcoin objectively is always worth 1 Bitcoin. You can't change that value. You may see it as less, but it's still worth 1 Bitcoin. Now, you may see a Caterpie as 50 cents, while someone else may see it as $1 million or something.
No. But the difference with non-fungible tokens would be that
Well, then you have to
if
get
you
into
had
tokens too.
there could be 100 Caterpie cards, but
You
that's
have
really
the-
hard.
you have the
I'm getting into-
original.
you have to get into the idea of what objective and subjective valuing.
Yeah,
value
so
is.
No, I understand what you're saying. The difference, though, is that you're saying this is the original. There's nothing else like it, even though there's an exact copy.
I mean, it's like
it
Still
doesn't
not
have
the
to be. It doesn't have to be the original.
it's like a piece of.
Well, I think
for
an
the
NFT
NFT
For
is
NFT, yes.
because-
Yeah, NFT, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the Van Gogh painting that you can buy Starry Night at any fucking Hobby Lobby,
Yeah.
but what you would own is the original of that form. That's all you're really
The
much
actual
buying.
canvas that he drew.
The artwork
The
of it
idea is
all.
that it's more of digital stuff
Oh.
only right now.
Yeah,
Dude,
It really is just an evolution. What my understanding of it
like
is
a master file.
it's an
something
evolution
like
on Bitcoin. It's like, okay, so we can trade Bitcoin, which is really just a currency that we trade in. It's fungible. Now, let's say if we could just take the concept of Bitcoin and add it to non-fungible things, like maybe some digital art or some Fortnite skins. Fortnite skins is a good example of one.
or the I mean, would you put CS:GO?
CS:GO skins,
Like those skins?
exactly, knives and
Yeah.
whatnot. Those people value those at different prices, so that makes it non-fungible. And what a token means is it gives it. I'm trying to remember the definition. Do you remember the definition of what tokening an item is?
I didn't look into that, but
From my understanding, what it was is that. So the problem that we have with digital items is that they're all on different platforms. So let's say I wanted to buy a Fortnite skin, I would have to do it through Fortnite. But if I made a platform where you could trade it through NTF or NFT, NFT.
NFTs, yeah.
If you trade it through NFTs, this brings all that means you can trade artwork on this platform. You can trade Fortnite skins. You can trade CS:GO skins, all on this single platform. So that you don't have to go to all these other platforms to try to trade these things. Or maybe let's say you want to trade a bunch of equipment, or like let's say I had a helmet in a game, like let's say World of Warcraft, for example. Let's say I had a helmet in World of Warcraft and a chest piece and some boots. And normally if I wanted to sell those to somebody, I would have to sell them individually or maybe in a group pack. And it being non-fungible, it's going to be awkward. But on NFT, I can just set those all as a single thing and just sell them. So and how you do that is through a token. I think that's my understanding, is that's when you tokenize something. So basically you have it on the original platform, but then you tokenize it onto your more broad platform.
But tokenizing it means you're saying this is the original. That's still the difference, I think.
Meaning it represents it on the original
I don't know
form.
that works with like an in-game skin. I mean, I guess it could, but if they only ever make one Hayabusa helmet that only one person can have, it's sort of like the.
Well, no, it's not that it has to be a single one. It doesn't have to be there.
But that's what I'm saying is it's like
NFT
copyright.
doesn't.
You're saying this is the
It
original
doesn't have to
artwork.
do with copyright. We talked about the other night. I don't think copyright has anything to do with
I'm
it.
just using that as an example. Like
Well, I guess with
sort of a
art it
metaphor.
probably does. But either way, there can be multiple of the same thing and be tradable as an NFT. What it means is, though, when you get a Fortnite skin, just how coding works and how like any digital piece of anything works is it has a unique ID. And that unique ID can only be owned by one person. So what you can do is tokenize it onto this platform where all these things can be traded. Maybe I want to trade a Fortnite skin for a piece of art, and I could do it on this platform. That's the idea of it. It's trying to expand on Bitcoin, and then you use the Bitcoin terms like you have a ledger. Do you guys know what a ledger is?
Sort of.
Nope.
I had
Ledger?
to
Like
do
from Red Dead Redemption.
I had to do a project on this at school for my computer science degree. I did a blockchain and Bitcoin project. So basically the idea is that there's some really good benefits to this, and these are kind of the benefits that people try to sell to you when they're trying to push for Bitcoin. Like when Bitcoin first came out, a lot of people were speculating they would just take over currency in total. Like it was crazy, but
Yeah.
a lot of people were skeptical of that, rightfully. But what the idea is, there's like big benefits for it. So you decentralize it. That means no single organization, no government, no company, no person owns Bitcoin. There's not a single person that owns it.
Okay.
So it's decentralized, right?
Exactly. It's decentralized. And that's the same thing for NFTs. It's decentralized. Nobody just owns all of it. Nobody, if somebody shuts down or some company goes out of business, doesn't matter. It will always be there. The reason this is because you have a ledger. Now, what a ledger is, basically, let's say we'll use real world money, or we'll use
I was about
Bitcoin.
to ask,
We'll use
is our currency then centralized? What you're saying?
it's exactly
Is
centralized.
every currency though? I
Federal
mean,
Reserve.
All hard currency is centralized. It's either through a government or through a company.
So
But
this-
I would assume just a government. In most
So the
countries.
government has the
If the government goes down and like the treasury goes down, the currency is going to be completely
It's
screwed.
useless.
Yeah,
This is
it's gonna be
why-
useless.
so when we give more people money, like stimulus checks, our currency will inherently just go down. Or up.
yes.
well, it would inflate, right?
Yeah,
up or down.
You have issues exactly
way.
with that. Exactly.
But Bitcoin would be unaffected by this.
Yes. So, and Bitcoin has a weird way, and it's very intriguing how they generate more Bitcoin. I'll go into that later because it gets a little more complicated. But the idea that Bitcoin uses a ledger. Now, what a ledger we'll use, let's say I have a Bitcoin. Let's say Daniel has 2 Bitcoins.
Ooh.
Let's say Brandon has 3.
He's really man.
How many do I
has
have?
right
4.
now.
Hell yeah.
I have
What this
three,
means,
like
what a ledger
$80,000.
means. Now, normally, let's say we're using money. I might not know what each of you have in your wallet, but with a ledger, I know exactly how much Bitcoin you guys have at all times. Now, what this means is that, let's say Daniel wants to take one of Brandon's, or he wants to trade a Bitcoin for some non-fungible product.
He wants
We
a good
remember.
Fortnite skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wants
a
the
new Fortnite
he
skin.
wants
So
the new Raven Fortnite skin.
Yeah, new foreskin.
You have 3, right? So you lose 1, and Daniel
good.
gets another one. So now I would have 1, he would have 3, and you would have 2. Now, how this works is that we all have a ledger saying, okay, this person has this much, this person has this much, and this person has this much.
So everyone's aware of everyone's Bitcoin?
Yes. So for your
God, I
transaction
love
to
that.
ever go through, we all have to know that transaction
I fucking
happened.
love that. I would love to know everyone's everyone's bank account.
Well, it's nice because that means,
Wow.
let's say he wanted to cheat and say, oh, I now have 500 Bitcoins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my ledger says you still only have 2, and now you have 3 from your transaction.
That'd be
earlier.
great, dude. Imagine like when you're going and you like sell something on like Craigslist or something. I don't know. It'd be more.
Yes,
would know.
That's the idea. It's very
I mean, what's
secure.
the benefit of knowing though?
It's very secure. You can't cheat it, basically. Because
How would you
have no
cheat
ledger.
if you didn't know?
I don't
I
know.
mean, you could
this-
say you had 500, but if you don't, then you can't
You
buy
can
something.
counterfeit.
Mm.
I mean, there's always been issues with money. Like,
Yeah, but I mean,
It's basically to secure a transaction for the seller.
it's a very secure transaction, and it uses
yeah.
it uses
Verify the
hashing,
buyer's,
which hashing means
account.
you can encrypt your Bitcoins are actually encrypted. So basically, your computer does a lot of processing power to process these very complex math problems with prime numbers, and then once these problems are solved, that generates Bitcoins amount. I'm very like layman's on this right now.
This
because
is
it's
just
forever.
so over my fucking
Basically,
head.
your
It's cool,
computer
though.
solves like very hard math problems, and by doing this, that calculates the ledger for everybody. And by the ledger being calculated, that generates Bitcoin, and that's how Bitcoin is added to the economy for the Bitcoin.
So when Bitcoin
economy.
was first a thing, people would just buy GPUs and just have them doing this.
The issue is
I had a
that
coworker that told me that he built a computer to mine Bitcoin and he made like a few $1,000s doing it.
the issue
I don't
is
think
that
he made a ton of money.
you don't really make money. You actually lose money. The reason being is because the power that your GPU is
Mm-hmm.
pulling from your power is so high that you'll end up paying. I think this is right. I think
Huge
you'll
power
end
bills.
up paying more in power bills than you actually
Wow.
make in mining.
That's crazy.
Maybe back in the day that was probably different when Bitcoin had a different value and whatnot. Probably then it was definitely
Okay, so
worth.
I'm confused about one thing. So
Yes.
Bitcoin and stock in Bitcoin, are those different things, or
I
is
have
that sort
no
of the same
idea
thing?
what stock in Bitcoin even is.
It like people say like, oh, I own 500 Bitcoin, that's worth this much now. So if you did that then and then held on to it, you would probably be like.
Well,
a
the
millionaire
Bitcoin
now.
does have a different. The value of Bitcoin changes because you still have to eventually exchange it for non-fungible resources, so like money or a Fortnite skin. So the value of Bitcoin changes.
Wait, I think those are
depending
fungible though, right? Those
Fortnite?
are fungible.
skins. No, Fortnite skins are
They
not.
said currency was though.
Currency is, and I guess well, fungible
these-
just means I can trade a Bitcoin, my Bitcoin for your Bitcoin, and it'll always be equal. That's what fungible means.
Yeah.
But the value of a Bitcoin can change, and it still means it's fungible. Just like a dollar is fungible, and that means my dollar is worth the same as your U.S. dollar, and it's fungible. While the value of a dollar may change.
The value of the Bitcoin can change.
Yes,
But
but
so confusing.
yeah, I honestly I don't even know what causes the Bitcoin.
I didn't
value
learn
to
enough
change.
about this.
Well, I didn't learn about Bitcoin. I just learned about NFTs. Only because I think it's just interesting to move as a society. It just seems more or less everything's becoming more virtual.
The thing is,
which
I
I'm
feel
for.
like this subject is so early. Like that's a very early
Yeah.
subject. Like I've never even heard of NFT when you brought it up, but I heard it in Bitcoin like as soon as it came
Yeah.
out.
Well,
Or
I
not
just
as soon as it
I've
came
just
out,
seen a
probably
lot
few
of
years after in school.
creators now like Logan Paul or H3 or just people in general like Grimes, the artist, made a lot of NFTs. And I was just like, what the fuck is any of this? And it came up really because I think the NBA started doing it. They made like these NBA
For cards?
shots. Yeah, they're like cards, but they were online.
Okay, that was the thing that I was reading. Is
I think
that it
that's-
mostly had to do with cards, like
Yes.
trading cards.
And that's what I think Pokemon. It's just gotten fucking spiked.
Yeah, because I think funny enough is that
We should talk about that.
Pokemon
Yeah.
cards, like the whole unboxing
I sold mine a
first
couple months
edition.
ago.
I want
I
really.
think I still have mine.
hmm
Sam gave me all of his old ones.
I made $400.
Oh my
selling
God.
old ones, yeah.
Dang.
Do you remember which ones you had at all?
Yeah, the most valuable one was unlimited Charizard, not first edition, not shadowless.
What about Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
That's what I was big into. Well, also
How's
because
bigger to you?
Worthless.
Never played Yu-Gi-Oh.
I wanted to get into it
No,
because
not completely.
we played Magic for so fucking long.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Y'all didn't
Magic's
play
dope.
Magic though, did you?
The
never
only
played
time I
Magic.
ever played a full game of Magic was against Nate, and he beat me like,
That
he
sounds
was
like
really-
Just
that sounds
destroyed
like
me.
a 2016.
and then took a
Nate or
screenshot
something.
of it and
Yeah.
put it on Facebook.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
like, I've never played this game before.
We used to whoop his ass every time.
He got 2 likes and a comment that said loser.
What color did you play? You played blue.
I played blue and
blue.
red.
Blue
I played
and red,
blue and
the
red
worst.
all the time, man.
I love blue though. Blue
So,
and green.
well, I liked it because it makes more sense as NFTs to me as trading cards because we grew up playing Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. We played them both. I didn't really play Pokemon. I just collected and looked at the cards. I think that's how most people are. But
I
when
didn't
we
hear
were
that?
a
playing,
little bit.
The game's kind of shit.
Yeah,
remember
it's the
remember
thing.
when we
It's
did
fine.
play? We went to Jake's stepdad's house, I think. We played we played with those tournament, or someone had a tournament deck, and it was so overpowered. It was like literally it
what
said
the
it was
Pokemon?
Not, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'll
it's
explain
not
what happened.
It's not legal because it's
Our
so
friend
broken.
Zanetti and I, we went to Target, and I was like, we got into Magic, and I was like, I really want to learn how to play Pokemon. Do you want to go buy some Pokemon cards, and we'll just learn how to play it one night? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I go in and buy like some shitty starter deck with Vileplume as its main, and he decides to buy like this world champion deck, and that's what he buys. And so we go home, we start playing, and he just keeps whooping my ass because I mean, obviously
Like,
his is
completely
his had
dominates
like 5 legendaries in it or something, and he could just get them out and just win every single time. Well, he got out on that because he had vengeance for us. Because when we played Magic the Gathering in high school, that's how the trading card games for us started. Dude, he was so bad at it.
Yeah, you were just
So
genuinely bad. At
bad. The thing I like about Magic is it is like an evolved form of that, of Pokemon. No pun
Oh yeah,
intended.
no, it's definitely one of the more, if not the most.
It's more critical thinking.
Dimensional.
It's not like Hearthstone.
Like it's not one dimensional. It's not very one dimensional. Like
No,
Pokemon.
Hearthstone's kind of in the same vein.
No, Hearthstone is a lot.
I think
you
in
didn't play a lot of
intelligence
Hearthstone,
wise.
did you?
Yeah, I played when it first came out.
It's not as complex. Like you can't do as many. You don't have as many choices as you do in Magic. Let me put it
Okay.
that way. Like you have a lot more capabilities, so your choices matter a lot more in Magic than they do in Hearthstone. But Hearthstone is still good. Like don't get
They're
me wrong.
fun, yeah. Magic's great. We played that all senior year. All senior year, the last
Every day before class.
January between May 2012, that's when we graduated. We played that that's all we did.
No.
When you're a senior in high school that last year, it's just fucking worthless. There's no point in being there at all. So we just played Magic the entire time. But I like it because NFTs to me make more sense because it's like instead of having actual cards like Magic, it's like online like Hearthstone. Hearthstone doesn't actually have any real cards. So Dean, who's playing right now, he doesn't actually own like real cards, but he owns these cards through like virtual.
Yeah, but you can't trade these or anything.
You can't. But I mean, the idea behind it being like that's how it makes sense. And to me, what sparked most interest to me is through clothing that I've been reading a lot about,
Yeah,
which is
virtual clothing.
virtual clothing, which people
for
will
your
buy.
virtual house and your virtual avatar and stuff. I saw a lot of that.
So
and I was like, what is the appeal of this?
It makes sense though because okay, I've never been in this basement before ever, right?
Mhm.
So if you took pictures of it on your Instagram or whatever, or your Facebook, you were to upload pictures of it, people would see that and they would know what your house is. They would know what you wear, what you look like. So these companies will sell you clothes and they will allow you to actually wear them, quote unquote, even though you're not wearing them. They'll put it as like almost as a filter on you to where it looks like you're wearing them. And you can post them for people and it looks like you have these clothes. And it looks like you know them because I think a lot of the times most of the people that follow
sounds
us,
so niche.
but
That sounds so absolutely like
It
Is there
is.
a market for that? That was another thing
Yeah.
that came up when I was reading. Is like when you're doing things like this, you have to dictate if there's going to be a market for it, and that just means
They're just
if there's
recreating
enough
Sims.
people.
They're just coming full circle and just
No, what it
recreating
sounds like. Do you
Sims
know
2
the
or something.
game Second Life?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it makes me think.
Yeah.
Of. I watch a lot of Second Life videos, mostly troll videos because they're hilarious, but because there's a lot of old people on there, and I learned a little bit just from those
God.
videos that there's creators. Same thing with VR chat. There's
Yeah, it's-
creators who make the avatars and the outfits and the stuff that you use in the game,
yeah.
and those are actually have monetary value because it will be like a high demand one. Or maybe it's like a Rick and Morty skin that is a higher definition or a higher poly count than another
Yeah.
one. So it sells for a lot.
So VR chat is just like you wear VR goggles, you walk around, you chat with other people, and with other
and you have
people.
like an
Yeah.
online avatar that you can choose.
You can
to pretty much,
change avatars.
and most of them are just free, I think, or if not all. But
You
I
can-
think you
yeah.
can sell them too. I'm not sure.
I've played them, so a lot of them, if you see someone, like if you're wearing something, like you were wearing a Mandalorian skin
Mm-hmm.
or dressed as like a monkey or something,
Baby Yoda.
you're dressed as Grogu, I could copy that skin if you
Yeah.
let me. So you can just gain as many, and there's worlds you can go to, and they have just different skins. 90% of it is just anime girls.
Yeah,
and that's all people
that's
dress
the best
as.
part of it.
Yeah, I think the most interesting part when I played though is the height. I never noticed like how
Yeah, you actually have to put in your height. When
you put in
play
your
VR
height, and then
chat.
when you change your thing, you can be super tall or super small, and it's like, whoa, that means
Yeah.
everything looks
It's kind
different.
of trippy.
It's freaky.
See, it on a surface level, it seems ridiculous to me, but I mean, I play video games, and like I care about like what my characters
the
dress like.
aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more for me to like see and be aesthetically pleasing.
I know. Well, I mean,
So this just feels like people who like, it's like rappers who buy gold chains just to wear in a video and then sell it again. It's like fake flexing.
I mean,
I'm
I
just
think
like,
in a sense though,
why-
all the clothes we buy is just flexing though.
Here's my issue with it.
But
is
it's
that
you need it. I mean,
You
unless everybody
do,
walks
but-
around naked.
But I mean, we
Buying
all
Supreme is like something outrageously expensive.
Don't
Like,
get me started on Supreme.
they just got sold to fucking Zoomies too. Anyways,
to me, it seems ridiculous to spend more than. I mean, I put a monetary worth on clothes.
but you
But,
do
like,
spend.
I'm not gonna spend more
what's
than
something
this
though
on something.
you do spend too much money on? I mean, you do that. I mean, in clothes, it makes.
uncomfortable in his seat.
Hernias.
Hernias.
But yeah, I mean, in clothes,
Video games,
something
maybe.
you don't care.
I
Like
mean-
I would say, Vincent spends way too much money on video games. Like I don't. But I
wanna
don't
talk about
fucking care about video
Video
games.
games or like just like not trinkets, but like
Vincent,
stuff
would-
for my computer off Amazon.
Vincent would look at me
Spend
and be
way too
like,
much.
"Why the fuck did you spend that much money on a TV?"
Yeah,
And I'd be like, "Well,
I
I
know,
mean,
that's
that's
what
you know what I mean."
TV that big.
But that's what people would say to me, and I would say, "Well, why do you spend so much on clothes or on food? Like you go out to eat all the
Yes, but
time.
this
Why do you do
gets to-
that?"
What I don't understand is why would you spend that much money on digital things? Because my issue with digital things, and this is an issue that I have a problem with. I buy a lot of games on Steam. I think I have like 600 games on Steam or something.
God.
Something insane. A lot of them are free or like $1 or something. But either way, or they're
If you
part
spend
of
$1
some
on
bundle.
each one, though, these
No,
$600.
you know you can look at your total, and we've done it before. And
Yeah, I think mine's up to
I'm not gonna look at it again.
$1,200. I think total.
Can we
Maybe
look it up
more.
real
Not
quick?
that crazy.
Yeah,
I was
you can look
expecting
it
a
up.
larger
You can
number.
look up mine. Mine actually is a lot better than I thought because I have a buddy who's like 3 times as much as me, and it made
It
me feel a
doesn't
lot
seem
better.
that ridiculous. Mine's similar. It's
Yeah,
probably.
but I've also
might
had
not be
my
1,000.
Steam account since 2008.
Is that what you spend most of your money on that you regret spending it on?
I don't regret it at all.
Until you look through all those games, you're like, God, I only want to play like 2 of these.
It is.
That's
I
what I
do.
regret.
Yeah.
Or I want to play more of them, but I end up just playing shitty ones that are my friends are playing. That's what I regret. I want to play these others.
But it's.
But what I'm saying is that if Steam ever goes out of business, I'll never own any of those games. All that will be gone. That's
Yeah.
what I don't like. So
Yeah.
let's
That's how
say
I feel about buying movies like on Apple,
Mhm.
on iTunes.
I mean, I buy
or
some
Amazon.
movies on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I just don't like YouTube.
No, that
ever-
sucks. No, that.
That's what pirating is for.
I'm sorry, but that's a waste of money.
One
That's
issue with the
that you did
physical
there.
copy
that's
stuff,
that's
though,
never gonna go.
is like
It won't go away in my lifetime. I would bet a lot of money on that.
I think what you're arguing though is what you're saying is like I don't understand why people would buy virtual clothes, spend that much money on it. That was what you're asking, right?
Yeah, I just don't see the appeal of like
But I
the
don't
appeal
think
of
that's-
me buying stuff on Steam is that it's convenient.
But I don't even think that's
Buying
like
virtual clothes, what?
But that's not even an
physical
argument.
stuff can get messed up too, though. I had a really nice collection of like really nice CDs and stuff that I collected from Goodwill like over the years, like really like niche like pop punk bands and stuff that I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm so glad
Just
I found
niche,
the CD.
yeah,
And
collector
I
stuff.
spilled like Coke on them one
Well,
time.
that's just you.
And I
That's
left
just
it.
your
I didn't
fault,
know I
though.
did, and I left it in the CD case for like a year. Like, and I didn't listen to them, and they all got ruined, and like they were all corroded, and they all like
There's
scratched
no physical
now.
breakdown. Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're-
wow, now
yeah.
I don't have none of these CDs work anymore. They're all ruined.
Where your cat
Well,
scratches
that's,
your
like,
desk.
I have all my original
Get a virtual
GameCube
cat.
games in their original case too,
Yeah,
and I want to keep it like that. That's like those are worth. Some of those games are worth like $60 just because they're in case.
for sure.
And
no,
I
do
want
you
to
have
keep it like
fucking
that.
I mean, Pokemon cards,
Super
back to
Smash?
Pokemon cards, like they're all
No, I
like
don't.
the condition of Pokemon.
I ended
cards
up.
that
I
we've
think.
seen.
I think Dean has some of them, and I regret ever letting anyone.
I think I
use
might
them.
have it.
You might.
I don't know. I have one
I
of my
loaned a
house
lot of fucking games out. Like I don't
But
have
stuff
Metroid
can get
Prime 2, which is
scratched.
literally like my
Never
favorite
play
game
again.
on GameCube, and it's just gone now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's virtual clothes that you'd argument with. That's not what you should argue against. I think it's just that state of mind of just spending too much money on something that you shouldn't spend money on. Just in general. Like you're arguing that I don't know why people would spend so much money
Well,
on
it's just the non-fungible thing. Like people
NFTs.
value. Like
Yeah.
I understand people value like virtual clothing. That's fine.
but people spend so much on like regular
I mean, it's just
clothing
pure
too.
vanity. It's just to look good.
Yeah, it is.
online.
It is
no,
vanity.
yeah,
It's
definitely.
just pure vanity. There's no other like.
Because you're never gonna do anything except
cares?
The
post
line that
it.
I heard was vanity is insanity.
I
It's
think
not even
that's
clever.
That's what our culture. I think it's what our
That was
culture
very
is,
deep.
though. Is just vanity.
I'm 14 and this is deep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hashtag deep.
No, I love vanity things. Like anytime I'm in a game and I can spend a little bit of like $1 or two just to make my character look different, I will.
Oh
Absolutely.
no, I go all
Here's the
aesthetics
per-
for my characters,
JD
bro.
gets me on this.
But
all
see,
the
that's
time.
for you personally to look at. Well,
Like
I guess that's not
Overwatch.
true.
No, it's
Oh my
for other
God,
people to
dude.
see. That's the point of it.
but I guess I'm talking from my personal point of view. I don't really care if others see that I have a cool skin. Like I like to look at it.
Yeah, I spent.
But you don't even
Apex.
look at your characters that often. You don't. You play
Yeah,
if you're
but
playing
you're
first
just like-
person. You don't even see your
Like,
character.
I don't know. Well,
It's
like
for other
with
people.
Overwatch, you see like the guns
it makes
and
me
different
happy.
stuff.
Yeah, I spent so much money trying to get that Mercy Halloween skin, bro.
Oh yeah,
The Halloween
I
one.
think
the
the
witch.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have that one. But
We're
Yeah, no,
wheeling
definitely.
out of here.
You checking out there, buddy?
I don't play video games to anyone who's watching, so sorry I'm like
He's not
this.
a
let
nerd.
me give you an example. You can understand this, Brandon.
I don't even have.
Now that's mansplaining.
I don't even have a PC. Isn't that crazy? And
There
I
was
don't have a
there was this
console either.
Amazon game
He has a
called.
Mac.
There was this
I have a
Amazon game
MacBook
called
for work.
Crucible.
Cringe.
There's this Amazon game called Crucible. It was
Like
just
to
like
play.
it was a shooter game, and I ended up spending like $5 on some skin on it, and the game died so quickly. Within like I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks, it died, and the server shut down. So there was like a limited amount of time afterward where I could have got my money back, but I didn't because I didn't care. It was like $5 or something. But
Jesus
my
Christ.
buddy JD always makes fun of me for it too. He's like, I can't believe you spent $5 on that stupid skin. It wasn't even a
Dang
good
it.
skin. It was just I liked it. It was funny.
I think there'll come a time though where the NFTs. I think there'll come a time where there's be something on there that we eventually will want.
Exactly. No, that's what I think too.
I think for
But
me,
it's
It'll
just-
expand.
it's just
It's just
for, like,
starting
your-
now. It'll expand to
Yes.
other non-fungible things.
But it'd be like just like social media. I mean, I'm just trying to think of like other examples.
Okay,
Where I'd
let
be
me-
like, yeah. I don't-
I'll explain to you. I would, if Ariana Grande was
Here we
like,
go.
"Hey, I'm gonna put an NFT on there, and it's gonna be this only like this song that you would own, only you would own."
you would buy it up.
I'd buy it. I'd want to buy
You
it.
wouldn't even question it.
Yeah.
But would you share it with others?
Oh, like an MP3.
Fuck no. No. Well, people can own it, but I would be the sole owner, just because I have it though.
Like you own that song, yeah.
Well, not even that song,
Or
just like that.
What do you mean then?
Yeah.
She made a song specifically for you
That'd be great.
that like never played for anyone else.
So you
No, but it would
bought
just be. I would own
Well,
it.
here's the
It would
issue
be
with that.
mine.
The issue with that
Like an
is that-
MP3.
Yeah, like that, or like a picture, or just like an autograph.
So I mean,
it
there's
could
like
be,
there's
like
monetary
anything.
value there, but otherwise, if other people had copies of the song, you just owned the
Well,
song.
it's like I want to collect everything there is. Like when she drops something.
I don't know what that was.
Is
I'm so
his
confused.
finger.
Why don't you just buy an MP3 of hers?
Oh my god, I don't think you're understanding what this NFT is yet.
But I mean, that's still you wanting to support like the creator. It's not so much.
That's another thing too, is that when they sell you stuff for the NFTs, your money is going straight towards them. If I buy an Ariana Grande record, most of the money is
fair.
going towards a record company.
That's fair.
Not to her. So if I were to buy it from
or if
her,
you listen
it's
to her
going
on
straight to him.
Spotify.
They don't pay you fucking shit.
I
On
don't- yeah, I'm
Spotify,
saying,
buddy.
like-
yeah, you're agreeing. But it's the same thing. Like, well, okay, if Brandon, you do art, you draw art for people. You could sell NFTs that way, and people would
Mhm.
know that you're getting the money as opposed to
Here's a good
I'm paying his
example.
website or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So we know it's for non-fungible things. Let's say, Daniel,
It's quickie.
you like Risk of Rain 2, right?
Yeah.
Let's say there was a NFT character that came out that you could only own through NFT. Would you get it? Like, let's say NFT just blew up and it was very common.
So
like
that's the thing
Bitcoin.
I feel like I'm confused by. So
You couldn't own it unless you bought it through NFT.
could multiple people buy it or just one
Yeah,
person?
multiple people can buy it. Yes.
Okay, that's where I think I read something differently. That made it
I
seem
think.
like
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
it
though.
would be like people could mod in copies of this character, but you have the only real licensed character. That would be
Yeah,
like what
with
an
mods
NFT is.
though, only you can see unless everybody has that mod, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
So if you bought the actual character through NFT, you could go into public lobbies and people could play with you, and you would have the actual character.
Well, I mean, they could all mod their characters. Well,
Yeah, but
I guess
you'd
you'd
mod
have
it.
to.
You'd
I mean,
expect.
I
you
wouldn't
can't
see
ex-
it, but
yeah,
they would have it.
You
and
couldn't
see it.
expect people to mod the game though,
Why not?
because that's not.
I mean,
We're
it's
too
super
much
easy.
here, bro.
I need to look more into that. That's what
You
I
need
thought
to
it
do your
was
homework,
like.
damn
Okay,
it.
what's another game?
I told you
like
about this a week
with
ago.
Vanity,
I mean, it's not a
Or
game
let's
that
use
matters.
Overwatch
It's
then.
just
because you don't have mods for Overwatch.
if there was a
like that.
skin that
We're
came,
losing our audience.
you know the
Your favorite
what was
skin
that
came out as
Mercy?
an
We
NFT.
lost him.
we lost.
What was
them.
that
long
Mercy
time
Valentine's skin? Remember
Oh,
that?
I remember that one. That one was
hell
good.
yeah.
See, what I'm confused by
I'm so
is
Shay
glad
has
about
that one.
if only
I got it, dude.
I'm jealous that I don't have it. You
I
have
got
it
the
too?
little, yeah.
I don't think I have it.
All you had to do is watch these dumb streamers. I just kept it on while I went to work.
I thought it
It's
was
pretty good. It's a good skin.
That's
I
a
thought it
great
was
skin.
more like
Let's play Overwatch.
I knew somebody who works for Overwatch or Blizzard.
You know Jeff.
I
Is
knew
it your
Jeff,
dad?
and he could you.
She wants to be.
I
in the
knew
pod.
Jeff, and he got his art creators to make me a skin, and I paid for it and owned that skin. I'm the only one. People could maybe mod it in if you could mod Overwatch, which you can't, or at least
Jeff
I don't
could.
think you can,
No.
because it's like multiplayer.
Yeah.
So I thought it worked more like that, whereas like I bought this, and even though there might be copies that other people made, I have the only like licensed version.
I mean, if you sell artwork, people could
I thought
just
that's
still
what it was
copy
like.
and download
yeah,
it.
I mean, you can.
That's
do
not
it
going to
with
stop them,
anything.
but you're the
You
owner.
can do it with music.
So yeah,
That's all it
that was why I
is.
was using the art example. Like,
It's like you have the first
there's
edition.
only one actual Mona Lisa. I mean, people
Yeah.
can make copies of it, but
I mean, you have the first edition.
They're not
You have
valued
the
as much.
original. You have number 1. You have 0001. Everyone else has the second copy. They're shit, bro.
I think I heard the Mona Lisa has been like retouched so many times. There's more paint from retouchers than the actual
probably.
paint from Leonardo da Vinci.
Probably.
That's what
Mona
I
Lisa
read.
sucks.
Was it the Sistine Chapel?
And
that
she's
burned
like
down?
this big.
I don't remember. It was some bullshit. All right. Jim's saying we got to wrap it up here. Any final thoughts, buddies? Anything else you want to say?
Guess I
before we
got to
get
do
outta
more
here?
research.
Yeah, please do. Before we
I
do
think
this
it's gonna be
again.
some time before we see NFT as a common.
This
thing.
is all coming though.
Here's
All
my
this
last thing I'll
virtual
say.
Crazy
I think
stuff.
in the next 3-4 months.
I think
Maybe
none
not
of
that
it
soon.
matters, and real money's not going anywhere.
Here's. I agree with that actually.
I don't agree with that.
I think it's
think-
going to be kind of like Bitcoin, where Bitcoin was kind of being pushed to kind of replace all money, and it's just not going to happen like that. And I think these companies that are new or not new, these companies that are like inventing NFT or trying to publicize NFT or trying to take advantage of this new potential market, and that's why you're hearing about it. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you can go and do this as NFT, and you need to do this.
Yeah.
And basically, we'll make a bunch of money, and it'll die in a year or two, or it won't, and it'll blow up a bunch, and it will be a common thing. But I don't think it will.
Yeah. I
it's
think
gonna
I'll buy
stay-
an NFT
I think it'll be niche.
at least in the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, not 3 or 4 years, 3 or months. I think so.
Which one?
I don't know.
You buy a
Fortnite
GIF.
skin?
You buy a nice GIF. I don't even think they don't have Fortnite skins. Dude.
Fuck.
There's like I
Can you
think
just
there's
buy a
don't
one.
Fortnite
know.
skin on Fortnite?
Yeah, but
and I have.
you can't trade it through NFT is the thing.
Okay. NFT is a platform.
Oh my god. We're not getting into this again.
Golly.
All right.
There's some sites that you can use open source software to trade NFTs.
Thanks so
I'm
much.
the everyman, okay, and I don't understand it. So obviously it's
you
not
weren't okay.
gaining
You weren't even supposed to be
traction.
on this podcast.
It's not gaining traction, okay? Just give it up.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in today. Thank you so much for Brandon for joining in, for Daniel for joining in, and for Vincent for explaining everything to us.
Thanks, Vincent.
Thanks so much for Jimmy. Thanks so much for Dean playing Hearthstone in the background.
Yeah, thanks
I
for
don't
putting
know.
everything together. I used to have to do that. I was awful.
Yeah. And I'm glad you didn't break anything like Cole. And thanks so much for everyone listening. All right. Any final words, everybody?
Buy an NFT.
Don't buy.
Wait, no.
NFT.
Buy GameStop stock.
We barely
Happy
talked
birthday.
about that.
Happy Passover. Happy
Happy
Passover.
Passover.
All right. See y'all. Bye.
Chocolate's awful.